Hello everyone, this is JD Calderon, and this is Indie Comics Explained, and today I'm going to be talking about The Wellkeeper. This book is written and illustrated by Dee Fish, an indie comics creator. She has a very awesome illustrated type style, works in black and white. This book just looks awesome. I love this book. This is just a great book. It's about a young lady named Zoe whose parents were killed by a mysterious figure. And she herself is the inheritor of some awesome powers. And she tracks down her grandmother, who's probably the only person who can help her out. And during the course of this mysterious figure is chasing her around. She befriends a person who eventually becomes a raccoon by the name of Sebastian, who goes along into his own adventures. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to ruin it for you. And this is just an awesome book. This book is currently available on indieplanet.com. This is the first volume. I believe there's 3 volumes in total, but I also believe she has a compiled all the issues, like an omnibus of this, available. I have the individual trades. I also have some of the individual comics. She's just started doing volume 2. I believe the first issue is available on Indie Planet. I'm probably going to pick that up real soon. She also does a couple other books. She does an online strip, I believe, called Finding D, and another one called Dandy and Company. And you can find a lot of this stuff on thewellkeeper.com. So the stuff is really awesome. She does a fantastic job. I mean, I really enjoy this book. She's done a pinup for me a few years ago for Oswald. I'm going to be talking to her soon to probably get her to do a cover or 2 for me as well. She's just great. Fantastic illustrator. Love the pen and ink. Just great work. You know, and Dee can write. It was a great story. She really does tell a great tale, which is not something that all indie creators can do, which is unfortunate. It does take time. It takes time to build up that type of craft, and she's taken that type of time to build up that ability. You know, it's one thing to build up the portion where you can illustrate. It's certainly another when you can do both. You know, I can only do one of those things, and that's write. And she can do both. She can illustrate incredibly. She can write. She's awesome. So I definitely suggested to check it out. And one of the things I wanted to clarify here is, like, when I do these reviews, I shouldn't really say they're reviews so much as there are suggestions. These are books that come directly out of my collection. I buy them. I read them. I enjoy them. I collect them. So if you see me reviewing, or what I would like to refer to as a review, they're really suggestions, because I want people to go out and buy these books. I want people to enjoy these books, support these creators. I feel they deserve to be supported. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, I'll go in, I'll do a bit of a critique, and that's a little different. You know, you dig in a little deeper, and sometimes you feel, you know, something, if there's an issue, sometimes in story structure, artwork, somewhere along those lines, you know, maybe I'll dig in a little deeper. It depends. I normally don't like doing that sort of thing. It has to probably be really egregious for me to go out of my way to do something like that. But yeah, it'll happen on occasion. If anything, you'll probably see me do that to more people on far more on a pro level. If I feel someone like a pro just went out of their way and did something really silly, then maybe I'll go out of my way to point that out. More as not just to be like haha to that person, but more as a learning experience, both for myself and for anyone listening who wants to maybe be an aspiring writer. There are certain pitfalls you should try to avoid. Listen, we all do them as writers. I mean, I've fallen into many of my own pitfalls. You know, the word salad is sometimes hard to get away from, but you have to sometimes sit back and try to, like, really look at your work. One of the things I suggest to anyone who's writing is write the story you're going to write, but be ready to edit, and edit hard, because that's where the stories really come together. You can sit down and map out as much as you want, but you got to sit down and write it, and then you got to sit down and edit it. And the editing is the art of subtraction. You have to be able to sit there and subtract, take away from what you've already done. Sometimes you do have to add. I've encountered times with my own work where, I've passed it off to Daphne primarily, and she'll sit down and read it. She'll something's missing. I have to go back and maybe add in, some things just to either for clarification or just to make it better. I mean, these things happen. Those are probably the only times that I ever go in and give some form of a critique, is when I see just something's really, really out of whack, and I might go in there and say something. But The Wellkeeper is not in that category. The Wellkeeper is an awesome book. Go pick it up. It can be found on indieplanet.com, along with a bunch of other fine indie comics. There's a smattering of things. I mean, it's a bevy of things on there. There's a huge amount of indie comics on there. There's some of them great, some not so great. But, pick and choose. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people doing great work. There's a lot of people doing, stuff that's not ready for prime time. But that's the game we're all in. We do it, most of us are doing it for fun. I do it for fun. We'd all like to get to a point where we're living off of it. But, for the most part, you got to just sit back and have fun with it. On top of that, some of my fun that's currently going on is I have a Kickstarter going on for the Oswald Chronicles. So that'll be in the show notes. So please go check it out and help with however you can support. So please hit the like button, subscribe, and, let somebody know that this is going on. If you have a suggestion of maybe you want something for me to review or look over or whatever, you can drop me a line. If you want me to, if you're doing your own Kickstarter, or if you have your own podcast or whatever, you need some help. I'm actually not at a point to be able to help anyone, but I will definitely give you a mention. I don't have a problem just helping out anybody. So thank you. Have a great day, and I will be talking to you soon.